Hello YouTube, this is Necrostevo and you're watching one of my narrated Wi-Fi battles. I'd like to take this time to thank you all for subbing to me. I was going to do a 400 sub special and then I had my first upload on the Pokemon Pit main channel. And then I suddenly gained a whole bunch more subs. So thank you all for you guys who came over from watching my video on the main channel. I'm happy that seeing that video made you at least interested enough in my content that you wanted to come over and check out my channel. So thank you all for 400 and some 70 odd subs now. And today's match is a match that I had against OminousAcid. Of course, his channel link will be in the description. You guys may have seen him play on the beta some, and we were just having an OU match where you just bring stuff. And I'm not very good at just bringing stuff because, as you can see, I think I brought 2 OU Pokemon to that OU match, and he brought all OU Pokemon. And this is the first time I've actually faced Garchomp since he fell back down into OU. Of course, the Garchomp I have bred up and trained is kind of useless for now because he has the Sandvell ability. So I have to go through the whole rigmarole of getting one out of the Dream World. But anyways, though, he leads off with Genesect. 90% of these things are Scarfed. I was just going to burn it expecting the U-turn, but then I decided he's probably going to U-turn out anyway, expecting that, or I'm sorry, he's going to switch out expecting that, so I just went for a sub, and he did expect that. He went on into Conch Elder, who just gets burned by his Flame Orb, so that works out. I just taunt here to stop him from bulking up if for some reason he's running bulk up and Flame Orb, which would be kind of weird. You don't normally see that unless, you know, some type of weird breast talk. I have no idea why he would be running both of those. He shows me Ice Punch. I don't have enough information about him yet, really. I really wanted to see if he had payback. Knowing that he has Ice Punch, though, I know that it's probably going to be completely okay to switch into Cresselia, because Ice Punch isn't going to do much. Payback without the boost isn't going to do much, and then he probably has Mach Punch and Drain Punch, which is what you normally see on the Guts Conch Elder. But that Ice Punch does about a quarter of my health, and this is actually a dual screening Cresselia, so I don't have anything to hit him with anyway. I go for the Reflect, and he brings out Garchomp. The way he brought that out, I was thinking maybe he has some type of setup. I was thinking he would just go straight for Swords Dance, and so I was just going to Toxic him. But he shows me Sub, which I've actually never seen on Garchomp before. I was really just expecting him to Swords Dance or even own Claws for the Dragon Rush if you wanted to go for that move. I go on into Hitmontop, which is kind of my mixed offensive spinner of sorts. It's a Technotop, but I have it carry Black Belt, so I don't have Life Orb Recoil. And I have it be a little bit more bulky than offensive because the Technician makes up for a little bit of that power. Fortunately, a Mach Punch is enough to take out one of his substitutes, which is great. That means I'm going to be able to stay in here, knock about half off of him, which will make him relatively easy to revenge kill. I could revenge kill him with I could kill him with my Sharpedo with an Ice Beam after a speed boost. I could kill him with my Gengar, of course, that has hidden power Ice. It's base 60 power, but I'm trying out Toy Specs Gengar in this team. So I wasn't really afraid of Garchomp. I did hate that I had to let Hitmontop go down like that because I definitely could have used it later on. I actually go out into Lucario because I thought I bred Priority Vacuum Wave on it, but I brought the wrong Lucario to the match. This is one that I didn't put, I forgot to breed Vacuum Wave onto it, and so I kind of just changed the moveset. I do have one with Vacuum Wave, but not this one. But fortunately I had a Focus Sash, so his Earthquake just brings me down to my Sass, and I'm able to Aura Sphere to kill him off. He brings back in Genesect. Of course he's Scarfed. He knows that I don't have Vacuum Wave, otherwise I would have used it. Which actually wouldn't have mattered anyway, because, well, I don't think Vacuum Wave is a contact move, so never mind, my Sash would have still been intact. But anyhow, he's just going to get off a good amount of damage there with that U-turn, which is unfortunate. Go back into his Conch Elder. I'm okay with this because if he keeps going for Ice Punch, it's not going to do that much, and I can just kind of recover stall. Unfortunately, my Reflect wears off that turn, because that would have helped me stall out his burn a little bit better. This team, it has Cresselia and Sableye, but they're not really walls so much as they are support, because Sableye can't really take repeated hits that well, as you can see from that Rock Slide right there. And Cresselia doesn't have any offensive moves. It just has recovery in the form of Moonlight. But right there, I just went for Substitute, thinking that he may switch out or something, and then I could get up a free recover. Because you know you never want to play too predictably here. But now I can just recover up again. I'm I'm basically just trying to put him at a point where I know um, my any of my Pokemon could revenge kill him easily enough because I didn't want to just bring in Sharpedo on it because he would just Mach punch it in the face. Um, and I was wary to bring in Gengar because he might switch to Ice Punch randomly on the turn I switch it in. So I really didn't want to have Gengar come in and get hit by that. Now I do Moonlight up here. You see how much HP I regain, and he goes for the payback. And I'm at 410 HP. He paybacks, and it's actually going to do a great amount of damage. I was really surprised by that. But it brings me down to 90 HP. So I figured I could just Moonlight up again and be fine with it. But he actually Mach Punch and crits and kills me. So that is really unfortunate because I would have had a near full HP, at least a near, I would have had at least half of my HP if he hadn't crit me right there. But you kind of got to play around those things. That's fine. Just going to go in here, recover up as he hopefully just hits me with an Ice Punch or a Payback. Whichever one he wants to use, I'm going to live it unless he crits me again, and he's going to die to his burn. So that's fine. I really hate that I lost Cresselia without being able to put back up at least one of the screens, because now none of my sweepers can really do their whole hit and run type dealio that I kind of had planned when I had thrown this team together. Now he definitely surprised me right here. If I had a sub up, which is the position that I wanted to be in, then I would have been able to at least burn the Jellicent. But he just goes for Water Spout, which at full HP is just going to blow Sableye away, which is really unfortunate. I mean, it's good to know that he has Water Spout at least, because now I know that he probably has a little bit less special bulk. I know I am going to outspeed, so I just come in here with Gabarantha Lucario and go for the Dark Pulse to put him at a range where I can finish him off with someone else, because at 1 HP, Lucario really doesn't have any utility against the Pokemon that he has on his team. At the HP amount that he is at, though, I figured a Specs super effective Thunderbolt, this is a timid Gengar, would finish him off, and it actually does, which you actually need Specs to finish off that type of offensive Jellicent from that amount of HP. I think if you have Life Orb, there's a decent chance of it surviving. But he brings in Genesect. I figured he was just going to U-turn because that's all he's been doing this entire battle, which I am completely okay with that. I would much rather him just hit me with a not effective U-turn than use an actual attack. So I just say and go for Thunderbolt. That's going to work out because it's going to be able to 2-hit KO his Fortress, I was hoping, but I was wrong because he's carrying a specially defensive Fortress. So Nightlight's not going to be able to stay in here. I actually switch out into Dawn, figuring that he might try to set up entry hazards, and he actually does. He says he mix-clicked there and went for Toxic Spikes, but either way, if I had brought in my Sharpedo a turn later, then I would have had more residual damage on me, either in the form of Toxic or in the form of one layer of Spikes. Now he surprises me here and goes for Pain Split, and now this is a real 50-50 battle because he can basically Pain Split every turn I attack him. So not only is my HP getting lower because of the Life Orb, but also the Pain Split while his is getting higher, and the leftovers. I could have switched out into Gengar at any point here, but you saw from the damage that occurred earlier that I would not have been able to 2-hit KO him. Plus, when I brought Sharpedo back in, he would have been poisoned, which would have cut his longevity down. Looking at the amount of damage I was doing to him, which was about maybe a fifth or so of his HP, I figured I could whittle him down enough so that I have 3 attacks left for his 2 remaining Pokemon after Fortress. Unfortunately, he gets a critical hit Rapid Spin right there, and that actually will come into play a little bit later. Because with all these speed boosts here, I kind of figured if his Dragonite had extreme speed, he would have brought it in and used it by now. But now I only have 1 more attack left. And of course, if he hadn't gotten a critical hit Rapid Spin, I probably would have had at least an additional attack, if not 2. So I just go for Protect here to see what his Dragonite is going to do. If he has the extreme speed, I can go back into Gengar. Maybe he'll be Choice Banded, but he actually goes for Roost, which tells me that he does not have extreme speed. He's probably a Dragon Dance variant. And so I go for Ice Beam, and if I had 1 more attack left and he had just gone for Roost like he is going to go for here, then ostensibly, I could have KO'd him on the second turn. Alternatively, if he had just knocked me out instead of going for the roost, then he would have been at a level of HP where my Gengar could have come in and finished him off with a Choice Specs Thunderbolt. So that you'd never think that a crit would make that much of a difference, especially off of a Rapid Spin, unless of course you're watching the anime in which Rapid Spin is a godlike move. But you know, that's neither here nor there. I am surprised that he hits Hurricane outside of Rain. I don't think I've ever hit Hurricane outside of Rain. I don't know. It's like Focus Blast for me. I'm very wary of using it. But and he actually gets a crit, which probably didn't matter because it's Hurricane. That's a powerful attack. But anyways, though, I hope you all enjoyed that match. It was a little bit. It had a few lolsy moments, but I think it had far more interesting moments than lolsy moments. So I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you all are having a good week. It is Hump Day. I spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours walking around downtown today, looking at or walking into firms and trying to make contacts and dropping off my resume. So I figure why not post a battle as a way to unwind. Anyways, though, you all have a great week, and I will talk to you all later. Bye now.